we'll find out if they're messing with the music totally, because I'm just gonna play the Thunderstruck intro.
All right, go ahead, Elliot. Yeah, it's messing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's Zoom, dude.
Yeah, I know it's Zoom.
Zoom just
Now I can hear it. Now I can hear it.
There's got to be a fix to that, though. I'll figure it out during the week.
Yep, that sounds good. Anyway, we're here. What's going on,
We're
guys?
here. Technically challenged and all.
Technically challenged as usual.
And a little bit of lo-fi, not
Lo-fi
hi-fi.
on John's behalf
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah, lo-fi
Low
tonight.
and low budget.
Yeah, we're running on dial-up.
Yeah, I'm on a 14.4K pod modem.
We're now on AOL, and
You
Yeah,
got
wow,
mail.
I'm
By the way, you got
I'm-
mail.
That's awesome.
Jeez Louise.
Oh,
What's going on, man?
welcome to
How's
another-
everybody's week been?
My week has been fine. I worked as usual. It went well. Work went well this week. Interviewed for a promotion. Did not get the promotion, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a good interview. It was a really good interview.
Good.
So,
What, you get a promotion from your bedroom to your living room, or
no, as far no, it would have been a new position. Thank you very much, but no, that's all right. I didn't get it. That's all right. I'm not discouraged. I got
Okay.
really good positive feedback in my interviews, so I wasn't upset that somebody else
Keep
got
plugging
it.
along. Keep plugging
Yeah,
along.
and the person that got it deserved it as much as I did, so I'm not upset.
Okay.
Excuse me, upset about it. So,
No worries
interview
then.
went well.
so it's all good. It's all good. How was your guys' week, John? I know you're still by yourself at home for the month, and just chilling out and working hard. I know all you can do is work because there's nothing else going on. You don't have to worry about the kids anymore. So all you do is just start
Writing. Just writing. That's all I've been doing, man.
Good.
Yeah.
I was back to work. this week.
Computer piano playing.
Not piano playing, definitely not, dude.
No,
I have
no.
I have the piano skills of an elf. So
Well, you're doing better than I am because I have none at all.
yeah, there we go.
Shit, I never even
Yeah,
touched
man,
the piano.
things are good.
Things are good. Ken, yeah, you told me you were feeling better. Things are going well.
Yeah, well, I'm back to work. I was back to work this week, so
Right on,
With no
man.
dizzy issues at work like you had the week before.
no,
Good.
nope.
Bounce back.
Everything is
So
cool.
it looks like the medication, the change in medication probably helped you out then. Is that right?
Did the trick.
Good.
Did the trick. Yep.
Good. Elliot,
And
you
that's
got
what
you got
That's
your
what the
second shot?
recovery period is for.
Yes.
Yeah, I got my second shot, and I was having a conversation with my cousin, and because he had mentioned that his mother and a few of his friends said that, it's like hallucinations and pain, and you're gonna suffer and so on and so forth. And like I told you in the first shot, I didn't feel anything afterwards.
Yeah, you did
This
right.
time around, I felt that arm pain, like if Mike Tyson gave me a birthday punch on the right arm.
Yep.
But I felt that for about 24 hours, and now it's gone. And that was the extent of my suffering during the Moderna process. But
Who
hey,
knew
4
of all
weeks
the-
from now, I'll feel totally safe.
Of course.
Who knew that of all the things we learned as a kids, that the cootie shot would be the one that would hang with us the longest?
One tip for everyone. Go to Office Max and get your card laminated.
Did.
They'll make a copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can keep the original at home, and then
Right.
make a copy that you could keep in your wallet.
Right. That way, if
And that's
if
free
you
of
have to have a
charge.
booster shot, then you have the original that you can
Yep.
have.
That's
signed.
right. That's right.
Absolutely.
You can't lose the original that way.
I did that a couple weeks ago.
So yeah, that's the move. Especially now when people are going to be asking, a lot of places are talking about, even companies are talking about making sure that people have been vaccinated before they're even employed.
heard this week that I think it's the entire University of California system includes UCLA.
Well,
John's just
That's
rolling his
not
eyes.
going to open up a whole can of worms.
I know,
Don't
right?
worry. Everything's fine, guys. Don't worry.
Look at Buffalo. Buffalo is allowing
I
all
know.
their fans.
Yeah.
They're opening up to
You know.
every
Yeah.
fan, but they have to prove that they've got vaccinated before they can enter the stadium.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna
Universities are doing that.
Bad
It's
path, but
it's gonna
everybody's
become a
going
thing.
along with it. Everyone's going along with
Oh,
it. There's no
I'd
problem
like
at
to
all.
ask a question. What's everybody's opinion on the new number sequences in the NFL?
I don't like
Tom
Brady hates it, but I like it. I don't care.
Is that so he knows not to throw to a different position?
Hey, he follows the
As long
numbers.
as 1 to 49, he's good.
That's so weird.
Are they allowing 0 again?
I don't know. They might. I don't know.
I saw
I
that.
don't know,
and
but
skimmed
all of
over
a
it, and I
sudden,
was just
you
like,
know, you got defensive backs that can wear number 1. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be
College has been
crazy
doing
out
that for
there.
years.
Trying to figure out who's playing what position. When they got the right numbers, you know what position they're playing.
Right.
You see a number 5 on defense, and you're like, "What the fuck?" You're thinking there's a two-way guy on there. He's playing
As long as they
offense.
don't have
and
duplicate
defense.
numbers, I'm fine.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that the GOAT came out and made an issue about it.
the GOAT. I like it. The GOAT.
The GOAT. He is officially, without a doubt. Even
Soon
Joe
as he
Montana
left
said
New
he's the
England-
GOAT.
As soon as he left New England, I was all on board.
I know you were.
Oh, me
John.
too. I wouldn't have called him that if he was still in New England.
Oh yeah, no,
Out of pride alone.
same exact same. Yeah.
Hey, Scott, are we
Hey, Bill's here. That's good.
are we on Facebook yet?
Yeah, we're on
I'm not-
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not seeing any notification for it.
Hey, Clarky.
Oh, we're on
Yeah, we're
Facebook.
there.
Yeah, we're on Facebook.
Well,
Okay.
of course we are. I
I
knew
just didn't-
this.
I usually get a notification for it, and I didn't get one. So.
Scott Wright posted a post. There it is.
Yeah, I shared. I shared it. I don't know why we're not getting you guys. It's
Yeah.
not generating a post.
Well, I got the post.
Well, I it's because I shared it. I don't know if you got. I don't know if you got a notification as soon as we went live or not. But yeah, I shared it to my timeline. You guys might want to do the same real quick if you haven't done it already.
I usually get a notification of that, but
Yeah, it came up on my notifications. That's how I got into it.
I'm so done sharing things on my Facebook wall. Can I have a rant?
You can have a
before we
rant,
start?
John. Yes, we've got a short list of stuff to do tonight. So yes, you can have a rant.
This is a short rant. I'll put a picture of my kid up. I'll have 100 likes. Oh, so cute.
Yes.
Oh, so
I've
beautiful.
noticed this.
Oh, so cute. I put a picture up of something I'm doing that feeds my children that everybody likes. I get 1 or 2 likes.
Yes.
Like it's an algorithm. I get it. I understand how Facebook works, but holy moly, donut shop folks. Like it's okay to like things just because I talk about crypto a lot. And if you like what what I put out, doesn't mean that you're supporting it, you're buying it. Okay. It's okay. You can support your friends and family with a simple like. It's not going to kill you.
Right.
Thank you for listening. That's my rant.
yes, that was John Olson's TED Talk. And
The president of the Kyle Pitts fan club has arrived, Mr. Clarkey. Yes.
Yes.
Bill Belichick may go after him.
Well, where are they now? They're 12th or something overall.
Something like
Right?
that. I don't know. Yeah.
So they'd have to go.
No, they're
up high.
15. They're 15, I
15.
think.
So they'd have to make some moves to
They'd
get
have to
up.
make a move. They'd have to jump to like 5 or 6 to get him.
Yeah, not a move, like lots of moves.
Yes.
Because he's going 4th or 5th overall, probably.
Yeah.
Well,
You
He's,
guys agree?
yeah. He's so good. I mean, Derek even said it last week. He's a stud. I mean, he's got the speed as well as the size, which is for tight ends. That's
Yeah, but
elite.
Pitts, man, I think Pitts goes in the first 6 picks.
Yeah.
That's
John
what
said
I
4 or 5. I don't
I think
disagree with
either
that.
Atlanta
or Miami.
or Miami take
Yeah.
Pitts.
Yeah, and I think Atlanta would pull the trigger.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine that.
He ain't falling to no 15. I tell you that right.
No.
Yeah, it's funny because Bill's Mafia, like there's all these people that are like, oh, we got to trade up for Pitts. It's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna Ricky Williams the draft? Like, what are you gonna do?
That's what's going to cost you if you do it.
You're 30th overall, guys. Like, let's be.
This is not Warren Sapp. He's not going to drop to the Buccaneers late, like to number 12 or 13. It's not going to happen.
No.
So I mean, come on.
He's not going to get Aaron Rodgers.
Or Aaron Rodgers, right? Yeah. I mean,
sorry.
I say Sapp because that I was watching some draft shows today on NFL Network, and they were talking about the NFL draft in '95, where Warren Sapp fell down to number 12 because of the rumors about his drug use, which turned out to be true, but it's all right.
Let me put a button on it. When Clarkey advertises somebody so damn much,
Yep.
and he's not even part of his team,
Yeah.
the guy's got to be doing something right.
Right. Yep.
Because right now, I think Clark would give his left leg.
Oh, I'm
Bills
right
would
there
do it
with
too.
him. I'm right there with him.
Yeah.
I think that's our missing, like,
That's your
But
missing
you
piece,
ain't-
John.
but
That's your missing
he's
piece right
definitely-
there.
Hey, he's definitely not dropping down to 31. Is it where Buffalo's at?
30. We're 30th. Yeah.
30. Okay.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, even the Browns are picking. Yeah, the Browns are picking before, and we're not going to get them either. So it's all.
Well, that's where were
But
we?
you
when
don't need them.
Who, us?
Yes,
No,
they do. They need it.
Browns.
No, they
Browns?
need it.
Browns.
The Browns. No, we don't need it. We don't need a tight
That's
end.
what I'm saying.
We wouldn't take him. We're
No
gonna.
idea
We're probably
what
going to
we
go.
don't like-
Winkle do.
Listen, we don't need him. I mean, any team could use him, right? But like, he's generational TE.
Yes.
Like, and I, it's the most interesting position in the offensive football, I think. Like your
Well,
wideouts come, your quarterbacks, but tight end is like,
Well, I mean,
you have 2 elite tight ends right now, 2, and then everybody else is kind of
Well, you
Kittle
got
and
actually
Gronk.
3.
No,
3. Waller,
Count Gronk. Yeah.
Waller has already solidified himself as a top tier tight end.
right. Kelsey, not Gronk, Kelsey,
Kelsey,
Kittle, and Waller. Right?
Right.
That's your 1, 2, and then 3.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like wah, wah, wah. Like,
Well,
but
yeah,
like think of wideouts. Like you could name a dozen wideouts that are awesome.
and that's why I hate having tight ends in fantasy because they
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's true. It's like,
Yeah.
well, that's my strategy, man. I pick like the best. If I can get like Kelsey,
Your
Well,
top
shit,
tight ends
if
usually
I
the
get
wild
Kelsey-
You know
cards.
what? You couldn't go wrong picking Kelsey or Kittle in the first round.
No,
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
not.
yeah, I got him a second round last week. Like I got who did I get? Yeah. Anyways, yeah. No,
I got a
he was
question.
my first round pick. Kelsey was.
I got a question for you guys that's not on the rundown.
Okay.
I'm
Hmm.
I'm sorry that Derek's not here this week because I would love to hear his take on this. But how quickly did the stock of Justin Fields drop after the epilepsy news came out?
It's going to go down, but I don't think it's going to impact him specifically. I mean,
He ain't going to San Francisco now. I can tell you that.
so they're going to take a Division II quarterback over.
Oh,
him.
he's got epilepsy, dude. He's
Yeah.
already coming in defective.
But it hasn't been an issue for him at all. It hasn't. It's been under control, and more than likely, it like all the other family members, all of his other family members that had it, it's disappeared
He's
after a
gonna
certain
drop.
age.
He's going to drop to no fault of his own, but he's going to drop because people are going to be afraid to touch him.
Yeah, that's a
And
possibility.
number 3, San Francisco's not going to roll those dice. They're going to either go with Mac Jones, but I'm hearing Trey Lance is the guy that they're going to go with.
Jesus God,
Mhm.
another Division II quarterback who hadn't seen enough time and hasn't seen enough.
See,
high
that's
talent.
all. But did you see what the NFL put out today with
Yeah.
the Josh Allen tweet?
No,
With all you are exactly what they were making fun of, Scott. Like, oh, Division II hasn't seen enough, and Josh played it. That was the ad because it was about Trey Lance,
Mhm.
and Josh is like, don't listen to them. Just get on the field and do your thing. And they put all of the talking heads that made all the Josh Allen is crap, and he hasn't had enough, and he hasn't had the right. That's all bull. That's all crap.
Well, it's like
Get on the field and prove.
well,
look,
they're
it's
comparing
like-
him. They're also comparing.
It's
him.
like who was making big fuss about Ben Roethlisberger at Miami of Ohio when he was in college? Nobody.
Right.
But yet
Exactly.
he's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL of all time.
Not all time. No, don't go there. Don't do that to
Who?
me. No.
Roethlisberger?
He's not one of the greatest of all time. No. Maybe, top 20, top 25.
He's
Yeah, maybe.
fringe.
Yeah.
To me, top
Fringe.
50.
Yeah.
To me, top 50 is greatest of all time.
That's a lot of freaking quarterbacks are greatest
Look
of all time.
Okay, if you want to compare him to a lower university quarterback, then compare him to Tony
There's
Romo.
plenty of them.
Tony Romo's from Eastern Illinois.
There you go.
There's plenty of
Never
them.
got
And
to. I never saw him
Well,
play.
look
I
at and
I
Ken,
never heard
also
of
another,
him.
I
another
never
comparison.
heard of Tony
I'm-
Romo.
Another comparison
what?
with Steve McNair, even though he was highly touted
Hey
coming in the
Ken,
draft.
you're a Dallas fan and you never heard of Tony Romo.
No, I never heard of Tony Romo until Cowboys signed him.
And nobody heard of Kurt Warner either. He was an undrafted
No.
free agent.
He was a
The only
grocery
reason I heard
checker.
Kurt Warner is from the AFL, the Arena League. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Dude, they pulled Kurt Warner out of a grocery store. Dude. He
Yes.
was packing
Mhm.
groceries.
Yeah, so
Northern
all
Iowa.
that crap that Scott started spitting about, he doesn't have enough reps under, like, come on. Oh, God.
I did hit the record button, so this will be
Right now, Trey Lance.
This
is
will be
probably-
preserved for posterity.
after Lawrence and Wilson, Trey Lance is probably the better option. But we'll see. But Fields is another story. I think Fields drops down.
Now,
somewhere.
is that what you're saying about Fields? Is that what was in the ESPN report?
Yeah, it was a report
He
that I
did a
read
whole
where they
Thing
said,
on him, but I never got to see it. So
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
he,
a
he
report
did
that's
reveal
specifically-
that in an interview. He revealed that he had epilepsy, but that it was minor, and his seizures have been far and few between.
You see, something like that, nobody ever considers it to be minor.
Right.
I would find it hard to believe that he'd be the only player in the NFL with epilepsy.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would find it hard to believe
there's been
too.
lots.
Again, if
Big extent.
at number 3, I don't know if you, as an organization, you want to take that chance. I mean, they might. I'm not going to say that it's a lock that they won't take him at 3,
Right.
but after that report came out,
Then
it gives them a moment. It
like
gives
what he
them a
did at Ohio
pause.
State,
It gives them a moment of
or
pause.
Georgia.
It never affected
So-
him at Ohio State.
Look, I got a horse in the race for this draft as far as getting some, a game changer.
The
You know
quarterback.
what I'm saying? At quarterback. So whoever they go with, I'm gonna trust it. The only thing I don't trust about the 49ers is letting Kyle Shanahan coach 4 quarters of Super Bowl. Okay. Other than that, I got
Better worry
confidence.
about getting there first.
Oh, we can get there. We can play 3 good quarters too, and then Kyle Shanahan will fuck it all up.
That's great if it's Stanley Cup playoffs, but this ain't Stanley Cup.
So anyway, yeah, that's what I was thinking about Fields and stuff, and
Any other dark horses you guys? I mean, if you guys have studied anything about the draft, any dark horses that you see?
Mm.
Well,
I think it's been so long
I
since I've
mean-
seen a college football game.
Yeah.
who would really know if we brought up a dark horse?
Yeah, it's true.
They're really talking up this rush in from Michigan, this Pay kid, and
Yeah.
I guess he had a pretty decent season. I mean, Michigan's defense was so bad, it was
Well, the
Dude,
whole team was so bad.
They're really
Went,
pushing that Penny
covered
Sewell
up, but
guy.
they've really
too.
been playing him up the last few weeks.
They're really pushing that Penny Sewell guy from Oregon.
Yeah,
They think he's going to go to Cincinnati, or some people think he's going to.
Is he an offensive lineman?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Well,
what they
shit.
need. That's what
Look
they
what
need.
happened to Burrow.
Well,
Look what
yeah.
happened to Burrow last
top
season.
offensive linemen, I think.
They need an
Well,
offensive line in Cincinnati.
Yes, they do.
Or else Burrow ain't going to make it through another season.
Agreed.
Cool, school. Clarky. It's great.
Quiddy Pay is from Rhode Island.
What else we got on here? Let's see. Did we decide we're doing a show on Thursday?
Yes, we decided we're doing a show on Thursday.
All right.
Not that there's anybody here to see it, but that's all right. We're going to make the announcement anyway. We are going to do a draft show.
How about a draft review recap show?
Well, we can do a live draft show on Thursday, and then we'll do the recap on Sunday.
Either way, it don't matter to me.
Ken, and you said the draft starts at 8.
Yeah, usually they start at
think it's-
8.
It'll be 8 your time. It'll be 7 my time.
So
or
you want to
thereabouts,
do,
or
you want to do
thereafter.
I mean, you can do an hour before or half an hour, like start at 7:30 and then run to
10
like
picks.
9:30, 10 picks.
Oh, 15 minutes early, I guess, so we can.
Yeah.
So like 7:30, 7:45, we start the show and then we'll do the first 10 picks and then sign off after that. Hey, Brett, good to see
Okay.
you.
Break out the chicken wings.
Yes. Yes.
We'll
And
get
Brett,
reactions on the first 10 picks.
Now
Absolutely.
remember, on Wednesday night, everybody has to watch draft day.
yes, I will watch draft. I actually have that
And we
in
gotta
my
have a little
library.
moment
I'm
of
buying
silence
video
for-
now. So yes,
My brother
Chadwick
popped that in the
Boseman, we gotta-
DVD the other night. So
draft
on
day
it.
is mandatory the day before the draft. Yes.
Very
Right.
weird watching it this year without Vontae Mack not being with us anymore.
Yes.
But,
Dude, it was weird when that freaking memory popped up of the show we did 4 years ago
Yeah, it was. It was really weird.
with
Yeah,
Derek and
With Derek, yeah. Was that 4 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2017.
we were still on Crowdcast at that time, Elliot. And
Crowdcast,
John,
dude.
and John and Ken weren't even on the show at that point. It was just, it was
Uh-uh.
just
I
it was
saw
basically
that.
just you and I.
I saw that, and I go, wait a minute, did they decide to do one without us?
Yeah, that was 4 years ago,
2017.
Ken.
I didn't realize it was the
Yeah.
past one.
We
Yeah.
had actually done 3 draft shows with them, and one in 15, 16, and 17.
Yeah,
15 and 16 we did on Sports World Radio with Jeff.
right. Right.
And then we pulled them over for
I'll
one.
be watching ABC, and I'll be.
That's a great
ESPN
question, Clarky.
broadcast.
What network do you guys watch for your draft coverage? John?
Watching
whichever
ABC.
one I can get up here. Like, I'm not like you guys that have multiple choices.
I
mean,
go
I don't
NFL.
know,
I go
because I have
NFL
one
Network.
choice.
Dude. I
But
go
her-
NFL Network. If they're covering it, I'm sure they will.
I'll be
Well, then
watching
they cover it every
ABC.
year. I like Rich Eisen a lot. I'm not going to watch ESPN because I can't stand Mike Greenberg, and he is hosting it this year, so I'm not going to go to
Ew.
ESPN. Yeah,
He's
well,
a
Trey
little
Wingo
bitch.
normally does, but he's no longer with the network, so he's not going to be there.
Oh, they got rid of Wingo. That's
They got
right.
rid of Wingo,
Yeah.
yes. Him and Golick, both they got rid of.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, so yeah, we'll do the first 10 picks, and then
In favor of the new hip morning show that nobody watches.
and then
Right.
we'll lament on what everybody else did in the draft later on.
Yeah.
So I think I'm the only one with an impact pick this season. Is that right?
That is correct. For the first time in a long time, the Browns don't have an impact pick on draft day. So yes, well, Dallas does. It's always an impact pick because it's always great to see the
they're
Jerry
number
Jones
10.
driver.
Hey, they're at 10.
But the
draft
Jerry
is
Jones
also-
drama is always impact. You know what I'm saying?
The draft is considered to be WWJD here.
What's
then
gonna
Buffalo
what will
was-
Jerry do?
Hey, and then Buffalo was so damn good, they don't draft till almost the second round.
That's the biggest thing, dude. We don't know. What are we gonna do? We're gonna best player available, or fill in, something that's gonna be in a year or two from now that we might need. Like,
Well,
it's
again, their
up in
focus
the
is
air,
going to be
man.
on getting something that can help them beat the Chiefs. That simple.
Well, dude, I mean, yeah.
Hey, Clarky, if you're out there, what's this rumor I heard about Jordan? What's his name? Love going to the Patriots, or a trade with Green Bay for Jordan Love? I guess
Jordan Love.
Hello.
the quarterback, the one that they drafted.
Yeah,
Last
last
year.
year,
Wow.
first round, wasn't it? Yeah,
That
they're
dude.
talking about there's some kind of deal brewing between the Patriots and the.
I have not heard that. When did you hear that, Elliot?
Dude, it was on Facebook.
I didn't.
I reposted it.
Fake news.
On Facebook, it's accurate.
Right.
Well, you know what? I'd pump the brakes on that one because the Patriots have so many quarterback stories going, it ain't even funny. So, you know what I'm saying? You get one rumor today, another rumor tomorrow, and more the day after. So they're all rumors. I'm just saying that one's just as good or bad as any of the other ones that are out there.
Mm.
But
One
it
I
was
had not
mentioned.
heard.
It was mentioned.
Would be rather bizarre though.
Well, I mean, they need a quarterback, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but are they doing this just to
They
pacify
might not
Aaron
get.
Rodgers?
They might not
Sounds
get a
like it.
quarterback in the draft this year.
Are they doing it to? Are the Green Bay putting this through for to pacify Aaron Rodgers because of what he
Probably.
did last year?
Probably. So they can sign him to a long-term deal.
He's 38. How much longer is he going to play?
So is Tom. Hey, Tom Brady's 42.
Yeah, but you know what? As much as I love Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't have the health diet that Tom Brady does. That's part of the reason why. And Aaron Rodgers gets it a lot more than Tom Brady does. So, I mean.
Yeah, but he's got State Farm, so he's covered.
He's got the Rodgers rate.
Yeah. So.
He gets the Rodgers rate.
Yeah. So there was a big deal after the Super Bowl about how Kansas City was losing its offensive line. Well, that isn't the case anymore.
No, they rebuilt.
As they traded for Orlando Brown from the Ravens to bolster that offensive line. They made another pickup as well, I think, if I'm mistaken, and they may draft one. So looks like Mr. Mahomes is still going to have the protection he had last season. I'm glad to see Mr. Brown leave the AFC.
I'm going to question that.
Doctor's coming back too.
Who?
Yeah, the doctor's coming back. That's what I was talking about. Is the doctor's coming back? Yes, that's what I was referring to, John. Yes.
Dr. Tardif.
Yes.
Tardif.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Elliot, about questioning it?
I'm just not sure. I mean, they gave up a lot to get Orlando Brown.
Yeah, they did.
And they gave up a ton. And I'm not saying nothing, but how good was the Baltimore offensive line? Good, I guess.
He was the anchor of that line pretty much.
Actually, they're probably good enough to where they could think they could get rid of Orlando Brown and recover from it with 4 draft picks.
Well, they've been in talks with other offensive linemen, free agents. I think one guy from Pittsburgh, if I remember correctly. Oh, yeah, the veteran, Alamalua, whatever his name is.
Villanueva?
Yes, Villanueva. Thank you, Ken.
Oh, yeah.
They've been in talks with him, and one or two other offensive linemen that are free agents too. So
unless the dynamic changes, it's going to be Kansas City and Buffalo again next season. Unless the dynamic changes somewhere in the AFC East or even the AFC itself, Kansas City and Buffalo are going to be the favorites.
With Browns, I think the Browns are honorable mention in that group, but that's just me being a homer. But that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, you know what? I'm not naive enough to think that the Browns are going to improve on their record last year. I agree they had a pretty soft schedule. So let's see what happens in year 2 of that.
Yeah, I know. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
What is OBJ going to be in?
Yes, he's still.
Cleveland?
He's on track to come back on time. As far as his rehab is concerned, he's not going anywhere. They're going to keep him in the fold along with Landry and all. In fact, our entire coaching staff is coming back. I'm kind of bummed about having them release Sheldon Richardson, like I said last week. But they're going to bring in. They're going to draft defense in this draft. They're going to go after cornerback in round 1, I believe, but then go after some defensive line help in the later rounds. I believe that's how they're going to do it. But with Clowney in the fold now, we've got some pretty good talent on that defensive line. And my concern wasn't the defensive line; it was the secondary, specifically the cornerback position. But we're getting Delpit back. Greedy Williams is coming back. We've picked up a couple a linebacker in the offseason. The guy from Atlanta, I forgot his name already. And I mean, they're trying to get you're trying to get speed in the secondary. They're going to try to bulk up the defensive line so they got some big bodies in the front. And
you mean Keanu Neal?
Huh?
Was it Keanu Neal?
No.
That they got? No.
No. They're going to the way they're attacking is they're going to have the big bodies up front on the defensive line, which would free it so they can get hats on hats, and then free up the secondary to be faster and stronger to be able to come up and stop the run as well as be able to defend the pass. And that's what they're trying to do. And it's a work in progress. I mean, our defense was terrible last year. I was always the first to admit the defense was bad last year. We had a lot of pieces missing due to injuries. So that was part of the problem. So
that was our problem too.
Yeah.
I know the Cowboys have been looking pretty close at Patrick Surtain. So
that would be a good pickup for JJ. That would be a good pickup for JJ.
If he gets down there, yeah. If he gets down there, yeah.
Well,
that's another one that
they're picking at 10, Ken.
Yeah, they picked 10.
Last I heard, 10. Yeah.
Surtain would be a perfect number 10 pick. Yeah. I mean,
if he makes it that far.
Yeah, that's true too.
Right.
Because I think 7, 8, and 9. One of those is in the hunt for a Surtain.
Clarky says Miami's on the rise with lots of draft picks. Don't tell John that. He doesn't want to hear it.
Until they get a quarterback, I don't care.
How about Tomlin getting a 3-year extension?
It's Tomlin. They've had 3 head coaches since 1969. That's all they do is they keep head coaches. They don't
Keep head coaches.
they don't flip. They
You know
don't flip
what?
the head coaches.
If Bill Cowher didn't want to retire, he would have still been there.
He'd still be there.
Probably. Mm.
So
But are they on a treadmill going nowhere though? I mean, they don't seem to be improving any every year. So.
Well, you know what,
I don't know
Tomlin.
I
if
think
that's
that's
the
the
coaches.
loyalty to Roethlisberger too. I mean, you know,
Right.
he's old, man, and he's not what he used to be. So
Yeah,
it's like,
I think once he leaves, man, they might.
I think Tomlin's gift is his motivation. He's a great motivator.
Yeah.
and he's younger too, right? So
Yes.
that like that I think plays a lot into the locker room. Like if you have a guy who's, you know, Marv Levy's age telling a 22-year-old how to play football,
Right.
you know. So I think that, you know, being a younger head coach, it's the same thing with Shanahan, same thing with Buddy in LA there too.
Well, everybody's going
they're all
with the
young,
younger
right?
coaches
Okay.
now.
What's that, sir?
I said younger coaches are the trend now.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You know,
I think Roethlisberger's one catastrophic injury away from having to hang it up because it's.
well, yeah,
becoming
but you
a
know
really,
what? I think he gets
really
through
thing
this
with him, you
season.
know.
I think he gets through this season and then retires.
You know, Pittsburgh may go. I mean, who do they? I mean, you can't tell me dumbass is going to be their quarterback of the future, whatever his freaking name is, Mr. Head to the helmet to the head guy. I don't know.
They have
Mason
no
Rudolph.
offense.
Mason Rudolph.
No.
Excuse me.
I don't
yeah.
think their offense is good. I think their wideouts are highly overrated.
I think so too.
Oh.
Juju is not a number 1 receiver. We all agree on that. Claypool had a great rookie season, but what's he doing? What's he doing year 2?
Yeah.
You know,
And the other guy's got butterfingers for hands.
yeah,
So,
and they don't have a running game to speak of either because they lost
well,
Connor.
he's gone. Connor's
Connor's gone.
right?
Yes.
That sounded like a very
So-
impartial, impartial
Yes.
side there, Scott. Speaking
I
about
mean,
the,
am I lying though?
if you read between the lines, he's saying, "Yeah, we include it's Pittsburgh demise time."
Yeah, I mean, and that's basically what's happening. I mean, it's coming.
Dude,
to the point where,
don't ever count that franchise out.
Oh,
That's all I gotta
know.
say. They
I
might
know.
fuck up this season because of Ben Roethlisberger, but that franchise has a way of making shit happen.
Yeah,
when
it
they
does.
need to. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Ben's only there because of the loyalty thing. He's gonna get one more season. They're not gonna want him to go out the way he went out this season. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want to try to make it farewell tour for him,
Yeah,
basically,
probably.
and then tell him to get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well,
He's
plus,
already wiped out all of Bradshaw's records, hasn't he?
oh yeah, he
It was a
blew
long time
Bradshaw's
ago.
records out of the water a long time ago. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Bradshaw's records fail to compare to Ben's, but it's a different era, different type of game too.
Mhm.
You know, if you remember those teams from the 70s, and I know you do, Ken, they relied on
Yes, I
Franco
do.
Harris. That was the running game is what they depended on. Stallworth and
Right.
Swan didn't have large numbers as wide receivers. They were clutch when they needed to be. That's why they're Hall of Famers.
That's right.
I
Okay.
blame that catastrophe of the second Super Bowl on Jackie Smith. Thank you very much.
That was a large part of it.
Oh my God, did you see that? He
Screwy.
was wide open, dude.
Yeah.
Screwy
That was,
officiating.
Jack, was it
nobody
Jackie
on the-
Smith or Jackie Slater?
No, Jackie
Jackie
Smith.
Smith.
Jackie Smith. Yeah. He was
Jackie
wide. It
Slater
was,
was
He
a
killed the
lineman.
Cowboys when he was
Okay.
with the Cardinals, and then he joins the Cowboys and still kills them.
yeah. I mean, he was wide open in the end zone. He just dropped that ball from Staubach.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just saying.
come on. I couldn't go and hand it off to you any better than that.
Exactly.
So who was surprised really about the Alex Smith retirement?
Not really.
Not really. I didn't think I think, and once
Yes,
they released him,
yeah.
I think he was going to take a couple weeks and inside it. He's going to hang it up. I mean,
As
he
soon
proved,
as look,
I don't think
as
he
soon
had
as
the
Washington
debate
let
for
him go, I was
But that
the
was-
first to say
That was mutual, apparently.
yeah, no,
It
I
was,
get it.
yeah.
So that was Alex Smith saying, "Guys, I'm pretty much going to retire."
Yeah.
And then, you know,
He wasn't
okay,
about
we'll
to go
release
try to
you if you
Hey, look.
sign with someone else, you can change your mind. You know,
with what he went through to get there, he wasn't about to have to go work for a starting job somewhere else.
Yeah.
He wasn't about to go have to beat somebody else out for a starting job. Because with
Second, he
this type
walked
of
on the field
injury,
for the first time. He won comeback player of the century. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, he proved his point. I mean, he came
He
back.
proved his point.
He came back and led the Redskins, or excuse me, the Washington football team to the playoffs. He wasn't in their future after last season. In fact, he's on record as saying is that the Washington staff was reluctant because of their fears of him re-injuring that leg, to work him too hard and put him back in the lineup because they were just so paranoid over it.
Yeah.
But I think he's made, you know what? He could be a backup somewhere even now, but he made the right decision because
Look, Joe Theismann had a similar injury and he hired right afterwards.
Yeah.
He just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
There was no way he could come back.
And what's nice is he said he went on a snowboarding trip with his family and was worried about what his leg was going to do on the mountain, and it performed excellent. And he also said that time was also how much he appreciated being able to spend time with his wife and his kids. And that was his focus, and that's why he's retiring. And
There was a time.
I can't
There was
blame him.
a time that used to be a violation of your contract. They would not let you go skiing, snowboarding, anything, skydiving, anything like that.
Yeah.
And
guys can't play pickup basketball anymore
no,
during the off season because too many guys got injured.
John, no Nathan Peterman slander.
Thou shalt not disrespect thy Nathan Peterman.
You mean six TDs in his first? 6 interceptions in his first game.
I don't think it will ever be a broken record.
No, you know what? I'm totally 100% agree with that, Jen. You got that one. 100. Hey, Scott, explain to me, because I obviously didn't see this story. Melvin Gordon opens his mouth and inserts foot. What's that all about?
John knows what I'm talking about here.
Yeah. Dum says he's an elite and he gets overlooked. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon, he says he's an elite running back who gets overlooked and is not respected.
Well, you know what? They got rid of what's his name? Philip
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of Lindsay. So now it's Gordon's backfield in Denver, right?
Melvin Gordon.
Let's see what happens.
Mr. Overrated. We've been talking about him as being overrated on this show for 2 years. We've been talking about this.
He's not overlooked. He's overrated.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Dude,
I mean,
but he doesn't see it that way.
As fantasy owners will tell you, Melvin Gordon is the biggest disappointment in fantasy in the last 2 years. One of the biggest, anyway. Yes.
Well,
just fantasy.
With the Chargers, I mean, he started taking away touches from what's his name? What's the running back there?
Eckler.
Yeah,
Eckler was putting up numbers.
Yeah,
big numbers.
Yeah, and then he
came
back.
And then he came back and fucked it all up for Eckler the whole season.
Yeah. And then
Eckler was like
thing with Lindsay, man. Lindsay was putting up numbers in Denver. And
Lindsay was the better running back in Denver too.
Absolutely, he was. This guy is a disease, man.
Now Lindsay is going to wallow in irrelevance in Houston. I mean, come on.
Well, who's the running backs in Houston? Just him and some other
David Johnson.
David Johnson,
right? They re-upped him, right? Yeah. I mean,
he finished this. Hey, David
Melvin
Johnson
Gordon
had a pretty
good.
good
He thinks
season.
he is.
David
That'd be a
Johnson had a
different
pretty
story,
good
but he's
season,
not.
especially down the stretch.
Especially down the stretch.
Yeah. He had a good season. How about Gronk? What world record is he holding?
This was done the story is that he's an honorary coach at some spring practice for some college. I forget the name of the college. It's not his alma. Arizona. It was Arizona, actually, his alma mater. And they took a helicopter and they went up 600 feet above the stadium and they threw a football out of the helicopter and Gronk caught it. That's a world record. That's
the Guinness record?
Yes.
And where was
We
the
talked
where's
about
the
that on the,
where's the video evidence of this?
It's on ESPN. You have to find it on ESPN.
Is it?
Yes. Yes.
I talked about that on ESPN radio this morning, and I have to agree with a lot of what they said. There is a lot of absolutely disgusting records in that book.
There are.
Some of them are
Get it?
extremely gross.
Oh my
Most of
God.
which involve food, Ken. Most of which involve food.
Food,
That's-
fingernails,
Yes.
toenails, hair,
fungus,
fungus.
all
There was
kinds
that
of
little,
bullshit, yeah.
emo song from a couple of years ago where the whole video was this group going around and breaking world records in the video.
I think I
And they
remember
did
that, but I
like
can't
5 or
remember what it
6
was.
of them. Yeah.
All right, so before we move
I don't know
on
how
to-
long, I don't know how fast he was moving, Clarky, but the
Good.
fact that he stood there and he caught the ball supposedly is amazing. I don't know. I mean,
it is amazing, but if
Yeah.
it was a Guinness World Record, that shit should have been on some kind of broadcast.
right.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody of his stature is breaking world records, people need to know that. You need to put that out there in evidence.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and we know how, videos can be doctored and shit like that. So we won't even go there. But before we finish up the NFL talk, in the spirit of the fact that we're going to cover the first 10 picks of the draft on Thursday,
Yes.
I'm going to give you the 10 worst busts
Oh, good.
of all
Ryan
time.
Leaf,
Oh, boy.
In
Of
NFL
all
draft
time.
history.
NFL draft history.
Jamarcus Russell.
Okay, at number 10.
End of story.
At number 10, he was a running back out of Penn State. He was drafted the first overall pick in 1998.
Kajana Carter.
Kijana Carter.
John Carter.
His NFL stats were 1,144 rushing yards and 20 rushing TDs. That's it.
And to be fair to Kajana Carter, most of it, the reason why he's a bust is mostly due to injury.
Yeah, injuries.
He got hurt in his first preseason game as a pro.
Isn't it a pattern in Cincinnati though that their quarterbacks always get injured?
Yeah,
They get drafted by the Bengals.
he blew his ACL in the first preseason game on the 8th or 9th play of the game. So yeah, I mean and he was never the same after that.
I can tell you a story from long ago about the Cincinnati Bengals and their draft picks. Back in the 1970s, they had a punter from Harvard named Pat McAnally that they drafted first
I remember.
round. And he played in the college all-star game and broke his leg. He never played the rest of the year. He came back the next year, I think, played.
Hey,
but
just
that's-
off topic for a
that's the
second.
story of Cincinnati.
You guys remember Pat McAfee,
Yes, I love
the
him.
punter?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a broadcaster now for WWE on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, he's a big fan of WE, and he's got his own podcast. He's really popular.
He had a
huge on Twitter. Man.
He had a storyline with NXT for a while.
Yeah, he's huge on Twitter. Huge on Twitter.
Yeah, so yeah, he's doing the live broadcast now.
Yeah,
Anyway,
him and Rex
at
Chapman
number-
are running leg and leg as far as being popular on Twitter right now. Rex Chapman's one of the most popular guys out there.
At number 9, Steve Entman, defensive
God.
end, Indianapolis Colts. He was the
Jesus.
first overall pick in 1992. And in his career, he managed to do 8 sacks, 134 tackles, 3 fumbles, 1 interception, and 1 defensive touchdown. You remember Steve Entman, don't you?
Yes, John may not, but I do.
It was
Yes.
Washington, wasn't
He came out with Washington University, good one. 6'4", dude. He came out with so much height,
he? Mm-hmm.
and he just lasted 6 seasons. In 6 seasons, he got a total of 8 sacks.
Yeah, he could never acclimate to the NFL life. That was his bit.
And he was the first overall pick in 1992.
Well, he's not the first, not the only first overall pick that was a huge bust, but we'll get there eventually.
Oh no, there's many of them.
Yes,
And don't count Trevor Lawrence out either, because he could turn out to be one,
I don't think so, but okay.
especially where he's
Oh.
playing.
Well, it doesn't matter.
All right.
The
at
only
number
reason he
8
fails is his head coach, but that's another story.
At number 8, he was the 5th overall pick in 1994 for the Washington football team, Heath Schuler.
Oh God, Heath Schuler.
Schuler.
Oh
Heath
God.
freaking
Senator Heath Schuler, isn't it? Or Congressman Heath Schuler?
It was Congressman Heath Schuler. Yes, he did make it to Congress. Yes.
Get these stats: 8-14 quarterback record, 49.2 completion percentage, 3,691 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 33 interceptions.
Yeah, he had twice as many interceptions as he had touchdowns.
A quarterback rating of 54.3.
Yeah, Heath Schuler was a huge bust. In fact, Elliot, the guy that was drafted after him by Washington was ended up being the starter, and I forgot his name off the top of my head. He was just on
Gus Frerotte.
Gus Frerotte. Thank you very much.
Frerotte,
Yes.
yeah.
It was Gus Frerotte was picked in the 7th round.
Yeah, and he couldn't beat out, and Schuler couldn't beat him out.
No. He was picked in the 7th round of the same draft. Ended up being the starter over Heath Schuler.
Yep.
That's Frerotte, the one that knocked himself out.
Overall.
Yeah, he knocked himself out by hitting his head by headbutting the pads. Yeah.
Oh yeah, remember when he headbutted the freaking
wall? Yeah.
What a dumbass. That totally wrecked his career, dude. All right, at number 7, another quarterback. His name, Seattle's 2nd overall pick in 1993. Rick Mirer.
Rick Mirer.
Rick Mirer from Notre Dame.
Yep. He had a fabulous 24-44 record with a 53.3 completion, 11,969 yards, 50 touchdowns, but 76 interceptions.
Jesus.
With a 63.5 quarterback rating. He was bad. Rick Mirer.
Yes, he was.
Mm-hmm.
He was, yeah. I mean, he wasn't Heath Schuler bad, but he was bad. Obviously, since he finished ahead of Heath Schuler. But yeah.
Clarky brings up the point that Bledsoe was picked number 1 overall in that.
Bledsoe was the one that came, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bledsoe got his ass knocked out by Brady.
Yeah.
That's okay. Bledsoe came to Buffalo.
Myra eventually got traded to Chicago. He was awful for the Bears, failing to win a single game for the franchise and cementing his status as an all-time NFL draft bust. All right, at number 6, Vernon Golston, defensive end, New York Jets, 6th overall pick in 2008.
I don't even remember him.
He lasted 3 seasons with 0 sacks, 42 tackles.
At Ohio State and didn't do anything after that.
Nope. He was a major bust.
He's got like a nephew that's going to be in this draft, didn't he?
I don't know.
I haven't heard anything on it, but hopefully his nephew will do better. Because he wasn't all that great. All right, at number 5, we're going back to another quarterback to a familiar team. 3rd overall pick in 1999, Achilles Smith.
Oh my God, Cincinnati.
Oregon State.
Hey, Cincinnati and Cleveland are the leaders in draft quarterback busts. Okay?
Yes, we are. Thank you very much.
So career stats, 3-14. His quarterback rating was 52.8, 46.6 completion percentage. 46% completion percentage doesn't even get you on an NFL roster these days as a quarterback. Okay. And this guy was the 3rd overall pick in 1999.
Jesus.
Yep. They released him in 2003 after, the Bengals were the worst team in the NFL and had their sights set on Carson Palmer, which made Smith expendable. At number 4, this was back in 1989. I think we mentioned this guy's name before. 2nd overall pick for the Green Bay Packers. Offensive tackle, Tony Mandarich.
Yeah, what a bust.
Career, 86 games played, 63 games started. That's all they got to say about him. They don't even want to talk about his stats.
He had no stats.
Yeah, another guy that could not acclimate to the NFL life. A lot of these guys couldn't handle the money.
Steroid that killed him.
Oh, that's true.
That's because he was a Sports Illustrated poster boy. That's why.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once you put that kind of pressure on any kid, dude, come on now. I don't give a fuck how big he is. But
By the way, there was another thing. He was a Canadian.
Huh?
He said he was Canadian.
Oh,
Canadian.
he's
ouch.
also known for his iconic Sports Illustrated cover, The Incredible Bulk.
Yeah, how'd
I
that
think it
work
was
out for
somewhere
him?
in Ontario, wasn't it, John?
I have no idea who he
I
is.
think it was
All
Ontario.
right. At number 3, you won't know who this guy is either, but me and Scott know who he is, and I'm sure Ken knows who he is. First overall pick, 1982, Indianapolis Colts.
Art Schleister.
Art Schleister.
There you go.
Easter.
Mr.
Mr.
Money-
Gambler. The gambler.
Mr. Gambler. The gambler, yeah.
Gambler.
And not in a good way because he sucked at it.
Served time for it.
Yeah, he went to prison for it.
Schleister's about
And
3 or
he
4
got
months
banned from the
younger than
NFL. He got banned from the NFL because of it, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was back in the days of Pete Rozelle in 87.
Another Ohio State quarterback that failed to make it.
Imagine that.
Oh, and there's a bunch. I mean, top 10 didn't include Cleveland and some other teams, but it did include Cleveland and Buffalo from 10 on, as well as Dallas and some 49er fuck-ups, too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and share the link on the feed, and you guys can check out 11 through 100. All right, at number 2, I believe John brought his name up earlier, or somebody. Las Vegas Raiders, first overall pick in 2007.
Jamarcus Russell.
Marcus Russell.
G. Mac Russell. What a waste.
No.
The
What
dude-
a waste.
Refused to read the playbook leading up to the draft.
I'm not even sure he could read the playbook.
I mean, he had a poor work ethic. I mean, and the Raiders signed him to a freaking huge deal. I mean, he made bank on that deal. And he didn't have the head for it. He didn't have the in between the ears that needed for as an NFL quarterback. It just,
I watched his story too. Like it was like how he got to the NFL and stuff. It was pretty bad, man.
It's bad.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a sad
one
story,
time,
man.
Didn't you
a
do
coach-
30 for 30 on him?
Think so.
one of his coaches gave him a blank DVD and then asked him what he thought about the plays on the DVD, and he told him he was fine with all of them, but there was nothing on the DVD.
right.
So basically that showed his carelessness and unprofessionalism when it came to the game. And that's how he banked. He banked. Basically, it was a hit and run that Jamarco Russell did on the Raiders.
Yeah.
I mean, he took their money and ran, dude. He didn't want to work for that. All right.
Nope.
Drum roll. At number 1, second overall pick,
Ryan Leaf.
1998, Los Angeles Chargers.
Ryan Leaf.
Ryan Leaf.
I
You remember Ryan Leaf, the one that everybody was debating whether Indianapolis should pick Leaf or
Hey,
Manning.
Yeah.
And you know that they were actually split in the organization.
Yeah,
Some people wanted Leaf really bad. We saw how that turned out.
Yeah, well, you know,
Warren
in all fairness to Ryan Leaf, San Diego was a really bad franchise back then too. I mean, it was a bad team. He didn't.
So was Indianapolis.
No, that's true too. True too. But you got to hand it to Ryan Leaf. He's pulled his life together, and he's doing pretty well right now. He's doing pretty well right now. I mean, he's done.
Life after football has treated him well.
Yeah, I mean, he's beat his drug addiction. He's got a family, and he's actually done a couple of co-hosting stints or on Rich Eisen's show.
He actually came out of the gate with the Chargers with a 2-0 record.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then in the third game against Kansas City, that's where his downfall started. He went 1 for 15 with 4 passing yards, 2 interceptions, and a fumble.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst quarterbacks performances in NFL history.
Yeah.
And Leaf got into the infamous scuffle where he berated a reporter who was trying to do his job. After that, his career was toast.
Yeah.
He wound up playing backup for Dallas and then retired in 2002.
Yeah.
Wasn't Mel Kiper really big on him?
Yes, he was. Mel Kiper
Seems
beat
like-
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, again, it's guys that they get overhyped for whatever reason coming out of college. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Especially at the quarterback position. I mean, people tend to overreact sometimes to how good a guy actually is.
Happens all the time in the draft. It happens
Yeah.
all the time.
Because if you don't draft the big guy, they're going to say, "Oh, you didn't go after it right." You
Right.
know what I'm saying? If you don't go after him, you did it wrong. But yet you got guys that drafted in the 7th round that do better. That guys got drafted in the 1st. So, you
There's
know,
one name
don't believe
seriously missing on this top 10 list that I can't believe is not on there.
who.
Oh,
That'd be Matt Leinart.
Oh, Matt Leiner's on the list. He's just further down.
But he's not
He
top
was
10.
been a top
Leinart
10
wouldn't
to
be
me.
top 10. I would
Oh,
think.
No,
I
he-
would.
He's
He was
not. You know
Heisman
what?
Trophy winner.
While
Oh,
we move
boy.
on to the next subject, I'll go ahead and roll through and find out where Ryan Leaf is at. I think
mean
he was pretty high up
Matt
there.
Leinart, you mean?
I mean,
Matt
Matt
Leinart?
Leinart. Leinart, number 26.
26. Wow.
Where did Johnny Football end up, Elliot?
Johnny Manziel.
11.
He probably wound up after 100. I don't know. He couldn't even make
Poor
this
Eliana.
list. No, I didn't see his name really. I mean, Trent Richardson is on here. Cleveland.
So, yeah.
Mhm.
That's still the greatest.
Oh, there he is, Johnny
Video ever.
Manziel, number 38.
I think he'd be higher. I'm surprised with that.
Well, he had a 74.4 passer rating, so that, you know, all these other guys were like in their 50s and 40s. So, yeah, but there's a
Hi, Elaine.
here's
Eliana's
another-
here, guys. Finally, Eliana shows up. What's up?
Here's another Cleveland doozy here, John. Brandon Whedon. At
Oh,
number 30.
God. The dude, hey, man, you know what? The dude was 35 years old when they drafted him to begin with. So, I mean,
Oh, Brandon Whedon.
35-year-old rookie that wasn't from BYU.
42, Christian Ponder. I'm just going through quarterbacks.
Ponder.
Cade McNown, 12th
God.
overall pick in 1999 for the
I
Bears.
actually saw Kristen Ponder play in high school.
Sorry, wife called.
Now here's another guy that was a doozy, Paxton Lynch.
Paxton Lynch.
Paxton Lynch. Oh, how about
That was one of
the
Elway's.
Buffalo Bills at number 49, J.P. Lozman.
JP. LeBron.
Whatever. Don't matter. JP was
Why you bring? Hey, John's
JP
probably like,
set up
why you
the
bringing up
field,
oh shit?
Yeah, JP was set at the field, John. You're right. He
Yeah,
was set at
literally.
the field. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he
so
set
how
up the
about the
field,
one
man. There's
before?
nothing-
How about the one after that? In 2013, the 16th overall pick, EJ Manuel.
Bro, that was like late first round pick, man, and they didn't know what the hell they were doing at quarterback.
Nobody knew.
Like, you got to remember, the Bills didn't have a good quarterback. Like the last one was like Drew Bledsoe or like Doug Flutie,
Doug Flutie,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that was not 5 years ago, right? We
Right.
went through Trent Edwards, we went through EJ Manuel, we went through JP Losman, we went through Kyle freaking Orton.
Don't
Yeah.
forget Nathan Peterman.
That's
Don't forget
well,
Nathan Peterman.
And well, Nathan Peterman was a side chick, let's be honest.
Don't
I think he
forget.
was
Don't
2
forget.
picks away from being Mr. Irrelevant.
Was
that?
his name Brad Johnson? Or
Oh yeah, Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
How about
yeah.
Mr. Pickle, Jimmy Clausen?
Mr. Pickle?
Pickle.
All right, let's drop that list.
Oh, one more. Cleveland Browns, 22nd overall pick in 2007, Brady Quinn.
Yeah, Brady Quinn, the Mr. Notre Dame.
Mighty Quinn.
But anyway, I'm gonna send out the list. You guys can peruse that.
Okay. All right,
And
on to the
prior
NBA.
to-
Here's the
Yeah,
only
but
reason.
The New York Knicks have won 9 in a row.
Yeah, they stomped the Raptors yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't stomp the Raptors.
In the fourth quarter,
okay?
basically.
They won.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter.
They won, but it was a good game.
It was a good
man.
game
It
for
was a
3
good-
quarters.
It was a good game.
Then in the
Three
fourth
quarters.
quarter, the Knicks came out and blasted their ass.
Oh, God.
But anyway, 9 in a row.
Again, I
Actually,
still maintain a healthy NBA.
and you know what?
needs a
You're not
good
the only one that
Knicks
says
team.
that. I've
The
seen that.
healthy
comment
NBA is when the Knicks do well.
everywhere,
Yes,
dude.
absolutely.
Yes, a very healthy NBA. Is
But
when the Knicks do good.
I watched them for a full game yesterday. I watched the Raptors Knicks game, which was on ESPN. And I'm really impressed with John Randall and RJ Barrett. Those two kids, I'm telling you what, Randall's
no joke, man.
he's a star, dude. He's the star that he's the star that he couldn't be when he was drafted by the Lakers.
Exactly.
Because there was no room for him to advance.
Nope.
Yep.
And then he moved on and somebody cut him. And the Knicks picked him up.
Wasn't it New Orleans?
Somebody cut, it was the Pelicans, I think.
Okay, I think so.
Yeah. And how about the revival of Derrick Rose? That kid is balling right now.
Unreal.
Yeah, man.
You know, it says something about age, man. Right now, the Knicks are in the 4th seed. I think the top 6 seeds don't have to play in that qualifying play-in round, right?
Which is the silliest thing ever.
Look, the Knicks are winning because they believe in Tom Thibodeau and his vision and approach to the game.
He's doing in New York what he couldn't do in Chicago, basically.
Wasn't allowed to do in Chicago.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Wasn't allowed to do in Chicago.
Or
Minnesota. Nothing wrong with Tibbs, man.
But that team, and you know what? They don't even have their center. He's been injured. What's his name? Michael Robinson, I think. Yeah, he's been injured all season. So he might be back in time for the playoffs, I would hope. But I think the season ends May 16th?
Something like that.
Yes, I think it's a 60-game season.
There's like 5 or 6 games left, I think.
Yeah. So I'm glad the Knicks are doing well. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a little bit of the edge off how bad the Yankees are doing. But in the same token, the Yankees made a little noise this weekend.
Yeah, three out of 4 from the Indians. I know they lost. They lost.
They were 1 game away from me talking the ultimate smack to Scott. Yep. Okay. I would have brought the broom with me at that point.
Yeah.
But no, I think their defense, you know, they have the #1 scoring defense in the NBA, the Knicks. They give up the least amount of points in the NBA per game.
Brett brings up a story about the owner of a Cincinnati bar that said he won't show another NBA game until Lakers star LeBron James is expelled from the league.
Why?
All because James tweeted an image of one of the officers at the scene of Bryant of the shooting, Bryant shooting with the caption, "You're next, accountability." You know what? And you know what? And LeBron mocked that bar on Twitter. It's not a story. It's no big deal. It's just bullshit.
It's propaganda, dude.
It is. It's propaganda. You know what? LeBron laughed it off. He mocked him. You know what?
They might lose some business over that.
Who cares if you're gonna broadcast? I mean, another NBA game. Who cares?
Yeah, that means all your.
That means you're gonna go to somebody else's bar and watch the games there. Exactly what it's gonna do.
That's right. You're gonna provide yourself with self-cover.
So whatever, Brett. It's a non-story. You know what? Who cares? The Steph's performance in April, which he had a great April. Thus, you know, there's still 6 days left, or 5 days left, but still. Does it increase his MVP odds, or because the Warriors are not great, does that hurt him?
Well, how great are the Warriors not? I think they're not doing so bad for as insignificant as they've become.
They'd still be in the play-in, but
yeah, they're going to be.
Steph's hands down the MVP right now.
Well, people will disagree with that. I mean, Dragic
disagree all they want.
Is it Dragic that's in the lead right now as far as the pundits are concerned?
Hey, can I just have a little bit of Joker love for a second here?
Yeah,
Did anybody see the dime he threw across the court with like 0.5 seconds left?
Yes.
This guy's a center.
Djokovic is. I mean, come on. Yeah.
That was unreal.
This guy's he's not human, man. Like big guys are not supposed to pass like that.
Right.
Anyways,
and not only that, it was a bang bang play because he had just gotten the ball to inbound.
It was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Length,
It was
three-quarter
a
length of the
fucking
court.
touchdown, dude. It was a
Yeah,
Hail
Yeah, it
Murray.
it was. They were
Yeah, it was a
the guy
Hail
was wide
Murray, yeah.
open.
Yeah, it was crazy. I just saw that and I was like,
Anyway,
Jokic
to
is
answer
just-
your question, Scott, Golden State is the number 10 seed right now. They're at 30-30, which is still better than the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Okay. So the Eastern Conference number 10 and number 9 are both below 500.
Not surprising.
Okay.
John.
aren't we in there? Isn't that one of us?
No,
Aren't we
you
9
guys
for
are
10?
lower than that. You guys got 24
All right.
wins, I think, or something like
Yeah.
24-36 or something like that.
It's awful, man. That's just tank the season, man. I hate these Raptor fans are like, oh, we can make the playoffs. Like, why? You're gonna get smoked. Like tank. Like just lose. Like get a good draft pick. You got Masai. I mean, the Gary Trent Jr. trade was freaking brilliant. He's gonna be perfect there. So just let it be. But no, we can make the playoffs. Why?
So
Wow.
right now, if the playoffs were to start or the opening rounds, okay, the plan, it would be Golden State against San Antonio
Mm-hmm.
and Portland against Memphis.
Right.
What happened to
And
Portland?
the
I
winner
don't understand.
of-
What happened? They were so good last year. What happened in this year?
Who?
Portland.
Well, that trade, there's actually
Right,
Kendrick
Portland,
Perkins
yeah.
just tweeted that out. Like Norman Powell just does not fit. So they went down. They traded away Gary Trent, who's really good, for a guy who was okay with the Raptors. And that just kind of
Yeah,
put something in the
Isn't
DNA
Powell, doesn't Powell pretty much play the same position as Carmelo Anthony? He's in Portland.
Pau Gasol?
Oh, I know it didn't.
Mm.
The guy
Powell.
from
Oh,
Toronto-
Powell. I think it's Powell.
No,
I was like,
Powell.
Oh, I thought he,
Powell, the
No.
guy from Toronto.
yeah, well, yeah, small forward or shooting guard. Yeah.
Yeah. So why would they go out and get somebody if they already have Carmelo Anthony, who's actually revived his career in Portland?
Bro, I just work here.
Well,
man.
you know what? It's all about Portland, the same team that took Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Fact.
After Damian Lillard,
I'm gonna answer
Slim
Brett
pickings.
here. He's like, see, the Mavs are being paid. You can pay your tickets with Dogecoin. That's a good use case for the crap coin. I think that's the first use case it's ever gotten. So good job, Dogecoin. Like everybody's in love with Dogecoin. It's ridiculous. And Nosey's here just to talk shit. So,
About Call of Duty.
yeah. He doesn't want to play. He wants. Whatever. I'm not gonna do it. Don't you have to go to bed, Nosy? Isn't now your bedtime? Remember, you're on morning shifts now. Like, isn't it like almost your bedtime now, dude? Like, stuck with.
Who are we trying to send to bed early?
Oh.
Yeah.
And then the Lakers guys, they just went 0-2 against Dallas.
Who cares? Who cares?
You know why? Because Dallas is
that was
good.
a remarkable win last night.
Dallas is good. Doncic is the deal. You know?
Luka's the bomb. I love watching Luka
awesome,
play.
man. Luka's awesome.
I still want to
That's-
see a game of horse between Luka Doncic and Steph
Steph
Curry.
Curry.
That would be pay-per-view extraordinary.
See, but Steph Curry would kill him just on threes alone.
In the last 7 minutes last night, the Lakers, Mavericks called timeout. They're down 87-83. I don't know what Carlisle told them, but after that, they outscored the Lakers 25-6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that they whooped the
That was
Lakers
good.
in the end.
They blew them off the court. It reminded me a lot of Game 4 of the 2011 Western Conference Finals.
I'll tell you right now, the Knicks,
Absolutely ate the Lakers to pieces.
the Knicks are going to have a decent challenge to go for their 10th straight win against the Phoenix Suns. 'Cause the
Yeah,
Phoenix
another good
Suns,
team. Another good team is
They have the
Yep.
second best record in the conference, dude.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think it might be the second best record in the NBA.
Who, Phoenix?
Hey,
Let me see. Yeah, they're 2 games behind Utah, who has the best record. Yeah, they got the second best record in the NBA behind Utah.
Hmm.
And both teams are in the same division. And then you've got that strictly by purchase team called the Brooklyn Nets, who, by the way, we missed the LaMarcus Aldridge retirement due to his illness or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, I did notice that.
I thought that was a little, yeah.
Wasn't one of the teams offered him a front office spot?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I thought that was a little calmer. I thought that was a little calmer going Brooklyn's way for trying to sign a mega team. But yeah, they're sitting with the third best record in the NBA, Brooklyn.
Which means they're number one in the Eastern Conference.
Number one in the Eastern Conference, correct.
Yep.
Well, actually, you know what?
Bad.
I take that back. The top three records actually come from one division. It's Utah, Phoenix, and the LA Clippers. The top three teams in the NBA are in the Western Conference.
Well, that's not surprising. That's the way it's been for the last few years. Western Conference has dominated the whole league. So, but yeah.
The Sixers are right there. I think they're going to be Denver. Although Denver, I think, is missing Jamal Murray.
What you gonna say, John?
Yeah, man. No, I was gonna say that notion that the Western Conference just they got really good squads out there, man. But it's not like the East hasn't been a pushover. You know,
No, they haven't.
Like,
You're right. They haven't.
Like
It's wide open
know,
this year.
I think there's more parity in the East than there is in the West.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think the teams in the East are more evenly matched.
To answer Brett, it depends on how much productivity they get from KP, because if he's on his game and Luka's on his game, we're going to make some noise in the Western Conference.
I think Dallas makes noise regardless. I think they do.
Yeah,
I really do.
How about OKC with 13 straight?
Is healthy, but it is what it is. He's hard
you know what?
again, so.
There wasn't actually a little piece of news I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
NBA news.
Okay.
For the first time in history last week, when OKC played Toronto, 3 players in the starting lineups were from Montreal.
Huh.
From Montreal?
Montreal kids.
Wow.
Montreal kids. Yeah, you had the 2 guys in the Raptors, Boucher and Birch, and then you had that kid from OKC, Jost, or I forget his name. Post, something like that. Yeah, it's the first time in history.
Speaking of OKC,
that's never even happened for Toronto players. Like, to be honest with you, I can't even name a couple of guys from Toronto. Like, even Jamal Murray's not from Toronto, he's from Kitchener.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I mean, the last Toronto player we had was like Jamal McGlure.
Wow.
So 3 Montreal kids, man. That's pretty cool. So
Katie's going, you mean Tampa? Ouch.
hey, how the mighty have fallen over the years. OKC, 13 straight losses, dude.
They did it themselves. All those trades they made, they did it themselves. Letting free agents.
Timberwolves, the Rockets are terrible now that they lost their whole team, basically.
Yeah.
They only have 15 wins, dude. 15.
it's crazy.
That's ridiculous. But anyway, it's going to be an interesting battle for the last 5 weeks. I think it is. Oh, no, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, I think. Yeah.
I'm really hoping the Knicks stay in the 4 seed so that way they can get home court. They'll probably wind up playing Atlanta.
Army's in the house. Army, nobody cares about the
Hey,
CFL.
Army.
Just want to let you know.
I just shouted out Montreal. So you got to rewind.
Montreal in the house.
Yes, you have to watch the replay. You shut out Montreal.
Greater Montreal.
Yeah.
Here's another one of my teams that's on a 9-game winning streak.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Thank you very much.
They actually lost the 10th game, but that's okay because they were 9. They were 9-1. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. they lost and they got a 9-game winning streak. I apologize. That's wrong.
So they're 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Correct. Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Las
Okay.
Vegas, and who's the other team that's already clinched?
There's actually 2, Minnesota and crap.
Minnesota?
Minnesota has clinched,
Hmm.
and somebody else in the West, the same division, in fact.
Toronto's
Colorado.
pretty.
Colorado.
Yeah. All 3 of those teams have clinched. Nobody else has clinched.
Oh. Colorado got beat by St. Louis yesterday. I saw that.
Yeah. Nobody else has clinched in the NHL yet. The Central Division
Toronto's
is
close.
Yeah, they're close. The Central Division
Thank
right
you,
now in the Eastern Conference is pretty tight, with Carolina, Florida, Tampa in that division. So it's pretty tight. But yeah, I mean, you can't argue with Vegas. I mean, they're on a roll. You know, this was an expansion team, 3 years ago, guys. I mean,
Made the Stanley Cup
I mean,
Finals
Stanley Cup Final.
their first year.
their first year. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the guy that was controversial for the Golden Knights last year. Robert Leonard. What's his deal with the saying the NHL has forced their players to take vaccines?
Yeah, he mentioned that last week.
Yeah.
Didn't he
That's
lose his
it.
job again to Mark Andre, whatever his name?
Fleury?
Fleury? Yeah. After he went in there and stole the guy's job last season.
Bro, like, this is the problem with the NHL this year. I don't know anything that's going on outside of the North Division because, like, we don't play anybody. Just like, you know, like I couldn't even, like, the other day it was like Detroit was playing Dallas, and I was like, I didn't even know they were in the same division. How the hell does that work?
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know the divisions. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it seems
I
like
don't
you're in
know.
a bubble. It seems like you're in your own bubble, a vacuum and shit.
Totally. And
I'm glad I
it
don't follow
sucks
the
because
NHL.
I you know,
That would piss me off
But
playing the
it is
same
what it
teams
is.
over and over and over and over.
oh, it's the same damn
So-
teams, and it's
so-
like half the time you don't even know if it's going to show on TV because of the stupid blackout rules.
Right.
They
So
have
Canadian
blackout
TV
rules in the
No.
COVID era.
So
I've
the
not
Canadian
seen
TVs are
I
on.
have not seen a Dallas Stars game this year
Because of
because
blackout
of the
rules.
blackout rules.
So stupid.
So the Canadian stations are only playing the North Division, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could, you know, if you subscribe to, yeah, like, I mean, it's all the Canadian teams because they play every night, right? So
Right.
it's always front and center. What team's going to show? Like, there's barely, and this is weird for Canada because usually you could go to TSN 2 or 3 and
Mhm.
find Detroit versus, you know, Chicago at any given time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here it's nothing. It's all Canadian teams, which is fine. But it's like they black out half the shit. So
They give you that-
what's the point?
They give you that free game and it's not
Well,
worth
just
it.
like I would
Yeah,
tell
you
you.
get one game a week where, you know, it's across the country. It's like, oh,
And you got no interest. You got like zero interest in that game.
yeah. Montreal versus freaking Winnipeg. Don't give a crap, you know. But you know, we're forced fed it. Like, sorry, Army. I don't mean to disrespect your beloved Habs.
Poor NHL fans. We might need to bring Ron back on to talk about that mess.
We
Yeah,
do.
and Ken made a point to me earlier today. He wished Ron could be here to talk about this next discussion. Is that Robert Leonard called out the NHL about the COVID vaccine?
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and he basically has said that the NHL would promise them they would relax restrictions on their lockdowns and on the fact that they're being secluded if they all got vaccinated. And the NHL said they made no such claims whatsoever. So there's a talking points back and forth.
There's a he said.
Yeah,
Right.
he said,
they said.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and again, the NHL referred to the NHLPA. I didn't see any quotes from the players organization on this issue, but I mean, it's just a bunch of, you know, it's sour grapes or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, and usually the they wins over the he. So
Right.
you're barking up the wrong tree, Mr. Leonard.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, he's just throwing stuff out and hoping it sticks to the wall. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Because he became irrelevant
Yeah.
after last year's playoffs.
Yeah, pretty much.
He
Pretty
became what
much.
he was before he took Marc-Andre Fleury's job.
Yeah.
Irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So-
I mean, again, I wish Ron was here to talk about it because he probably have more in-depth discussion about it than we can on this show.
Doesn't mean we can't discuss it next week.
That's true too. If you can get a hold of Ron, we can do it. Well,
I'll
no,
get a hold of
next
Ron.
week. Next week is draft recap, and pretty much the whole show is gonna be draft recap. So we'll cross
So
that.
how
bridge
long
when we
will
come.
this story take to cover? Maybe 5-10 minutes? I
Yeah,
can't
maybe.
remember.
Reach out to Ron, see if he's available. We'll
Yeah.
go there. Anyway, next.
Hey,
next
Ron
up,
might want to talk about NFL draft too. Come on now.
Yeah, I know it's true too. Next on to John's favorite subject, Major League Baseball, and he's gonna bring up the
Yay,
sign.
yay. We won 1-0 today. Yay.
Right on, man.
So
You guys are in
exciting.
third place.
Yay.
Go Jays! Go Jays!
Go Jays. Yay.
But the hottest team in baseball right now is the Oakland Athletics. So they did just lose. They won
Oh,
13
good, yeah.
straight and lost the 14th today. So
Yeah, and with all that, they have a 2-game lead in their division.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Can I just
That's
say
not
one
much.
thing before
go
we
ahead,
get-
John. Go ahead. Say whatever you want.
Before we get to MLB, I did notice something. I was watching highlights this morning, and they were showing the highlights from the Florida Panthers game. Okay, sorry, we're going back to hockey for a second.
All right.
And I laughed because there was actually fans in the stadium, but I think there's more fans now, even with the COVID restrictions, than there was when they didn't have COVID restrictions. There's literally, you could count them on two hands.
I guess it was in Miami. Is that what you're saying?
Of course.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's because
sorry,
people
go
want.
ahead,
Hey,
yes,
that's
back-
because people wanted to get out and do something, no matter how bad it is.
Yeah.
They wanted to get out and do something.
Dude, they've increased their attendance because of COVID. It's probably
Yes.
the only team that can say that. Anyways,
Wow.
sorry. Back to
A
baseball.
positive COVID story. Imagine
Yes,
that.
right.
Yay, baseball.
Well,
So
the
yeah,
A's
the
are the
A's are
hottest team in baseball,
Yes,
and of course, the Yankees are not.
right.
I can break it all
Mhm.
down into one thing. We are
We're still in April.
We're,
We're still in
9
April.
and 12. We're 9 and 12. Okay, that's not any record to draw panic with, especially since they've only scored more runs or less runs than the Detroit Tigers
Oh,
Mm.
geez.
this season.
Oh.
Okay, when you're scoring the second worst amount of runs in baseball,
Well, again, they're pitching as they have the best ERA in baseball
and
too.
still they're only 4 games out of first place after Boston had this kumbaya moment where they won 8 in a row.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're only 4 games up.
Yeah, and
With the
they're
Yankees
actually
playing
tied with the Red
terrible
Sox
baseball.
for yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna let baseball go for now
It's
because the
only
Knicks are
April.
doing okay.
It's only April. It's only April.
Only April.
And finally on the Major League Baseball docket, Mr. Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer came out and he gave up a big home run to Tito. It was at Tito. I'm sorry. What's the kid's name in San Diego?
Fernando Tatis.
Fernando Tatis. Thank you very much. He gave up a homer to Tatis, and Tatis ran around the bases with one hand covering his eye to mock him after his preseason or his training camp outing when he closed one eye to pitch to somebody. So Tatis mocked him by running the bases doing this with one hand over his eye. And then he hit another home run off of Bauer. And as he came home, he was doing the trot with the hands waving and stuff to mock Trevor Bauer. The funny thing about this is that Trevor Bauer says, "Oh, he's okay with it. I'm good with it."
That's because Trevor Bauer's a clown. That's why.
No, the reason why he's okay with it is because if I get you one time and you come back and get me the next, you should boast. You should brag.
But
Did you-
isn't baseball supposed to be a big kids game? You're supposed to have fun.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he says.
Those
It's
are
fun. He enjoys it. And he calls other pitchers out that throw at batters, calls them soft. In retaliation, the ones that throw in retaliation.
I don't know about soft. There's got to be another adjective for people that do that. It's like if a guy hits a home run from you, why are you going to throw at him? strike his ass out next time.
Well, it's not
Right.
it's not just because he hit a home run. It's a bat flip or it's a reaction.
Oh yeah, well,
You know what I'm saying?
what?
And that's
That's
why they're
like-
throwing at him.
hey.
And it's stupid.
Hey, that's like the NFL penalizing team celebrations. Hello?
Well, and again,
In the end zone.
Ryan Clark, former Steeler, Ryan Clark came out and said, if you don't want them to do that, keep them out of the end zone.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Teams can't celebrate if they don't make the goal.
Correct. If you don't want them to sit there and celebrate and mock you, get them out, strike them out, or get them into a ground ball. That's
That's
it.
right.
And
Simple
speaking of Tatis for a moment, if I'm correct, he hit those 2 home runs on the anniversary where his dad hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Nice.
His dad.
Yep.
2 grand slams in 1 inning. How does that work, dude? Derek Jeter only had 1 grand slam in his entire career.
Well, the pitching must have been bad that day.
And I remember it was against the Cubs.
Of course. I have not heard any chatter about a Yankees trading a major player, Katie. But about you, Kenny?
Mm-mm. I've
It's
not.
you know what? It's too early to bail on this lineup because they're starting to show signs. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to be before long.
The bats are starting to wake up. Then again, and you know what? And it was a 2-1 gem today, Indians and Yankees. I mean, the pitching was great on that.
Oh no,
Actually,
that was yesterday.
That was yesterday. I'm sorry,
Today,
that was
7-3.
yesterday. That was yesterday. The pitching yesterday between the Indians and the Yankees was phenomenal.
Oh, it was Cole against what's his name?
Bieber.
Beaver. There you go. I mean, those
Mhm.
are 2 rock star pitchers right there.
Yeah.
Beaver and Cole.
Yeah, it's too bad Bieber can't get any run support. It pisses me off.
Plus, he
Beaver,
gave up a
Justin
home run to
Bieber?
Rock. Didn't he give up a home run to Rocknet?
I think so. I don't know.
Odor?
He gave up two solo home runs. One was to Odor, yes, which is embarrassing.
Yeah, I know John doesn't like Odor
Oh, Odor's my favorite, man. What do you mean? He's the best.
after he cold cocked what's his name? Joey Bats.
Joey Bats, man. Don't you dare do that, Odor.
I will say something about the Red Sox. It was
Of course.
very Red Sox of them this week to throw a 3-hitter and lose 7-3. I mean, that's typical Red Sox.
And they have like 4 runs with 1 hit or something like that.
4 runs on 1 hit.
Oh, Jesus.
3 others on another hit.
That's the best.
3 hit the entire game.
When
They
things
lose
go
the-
bad, they
Was
go
it a
bad.
grand
right?
slam, Ken?
I think it was.
Okay.
When
They
things go
evidently
bad,
either
they go
loaded the
bad,
base-
don't they?
they
Ken?
walked the bases loaded or had an error, and then somebody popped a grand slam. It was unbelievable.
You can lose
I watched
7-3
the
with a
game
3-hitter.
too.
Hey, anybody out there got something they want to talk about for the last 2 minutes?
It's going to take you 2 minutes for them to see it, to hear it.
Come on, put up a
With
question
delay.
on Facebook. Ask another question. Hurry up. Brett, where you at?
Yeah,
Throw out one of them dumbass
trying.
questions.
He's been trying. He asked me about Tortorella. Is he going to get fired? I don't care.
Who?
Tortorella.
In,
Why would he be fired?
Tortellini?
Esports news. No?
Yes.
Curling? No. Esports news.
Curling.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to
Down.
talk about soccer, so why not? Let's talk about curling.
Soccer.
Yeah, Super League. Remember Super League?
Esports news. PGA 2K is great. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, so great that you haven't hit me up yet.
I get. You know what? I'll get with you after the show. I'll get your name and everything.
I sent it to you already.
Did you?
It's the Book of E61.
I'll find it. Yes, Clint Frazier made a crazy diving catch against the Indians today. I did see that in the bottom of the 8th. I did see that. That was sick.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think Clint Frazier's pretty much displaced Brett Gardner in left field.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I got to hand it to Frazier. That was a great pass. I mean, he his whole body, he left it, just jumped and left the ground to catch that ball. It was a great catch.
And then people complain about his defense yet. You know what I'm saying? That was supposed to be one of his weak spots.
Yeah.
but the kids got passion. That's what gets you by the passion that you put into what you do.
Yep.
Because you know what? You think about it. You are Hall of Fame material in baseball as an offensive player when you fail 70% of the time.
Correct.
All you got to do is hit 300. That means 3 out of 10 at bats. You
Yep.
only have to, and I think it's the only league where you can fail 70% of the time or something and still be considered great.
I use that example all the time in business.
Mhm.
Just saying.
You don't have to be 100%.
Keep swinging.
Yep. Just keep swinging until you get, yep.
All right.
Keep swinging.
Yep.
Hey,
That's the same thing with
about
basketball players.
swing.
Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting.
Correct.
Guys.
All right, guys. 8:30.
Draft
Here we are.
week. So everybody has homework. Okay, so we're gonna be here on Thursday night doing the first 10 picks of the draft, but
Mhm.
Wednesday night, thou must watch it.
Draft
Draft
day.
day.
Kevin Costlow.
You have to
I mean,
watch
Kevin
it
Costner.
every time, every year. You
That's your
have to
brother.
watch it. We got to have a little moment
Yes,
of silence
it is
for
my brother.
Vontae Mack this year. So
He actually
very important.
Hey,
entered the
I
phone
put
once.
I put Ken's brother into the movie.
Kevin Costlow.
Costlow.
He actually answered the phone once and said, "I'd like to speak to Kevin Costner." And he said, "So would I."
Oh my God. Inadvertent, but you know what? Hey, why not?
All right, guys. We'll see you Thursday nights. Let's say 7:30. So for pre-draft coverage, and then we'll cover the first 10 rounds, 10 picks, and get the heck out of here.
Which would probably be 2 hours.
Yeah, probably. And then Sunday night we'll do a recap, winners, losers, whatnot. And we'll be here again. So for those of you that may not have a notification on, keep it in the back of your head. We'll be here Thursday night, 7:30 to cover the NFL draft. On behalf of my co-host Elliot
Put it on
Lamba,
your Google Calendar.
right? Elliot, Big E Lamba, Ken Costlow, and of course my best friend John G. Olson. Y'all have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. Elliot, hit the outro.
All right, and I don't claim any technical difficulties like that one. Hang on.
Oh man, this
I got it.
this show.
I got it.
This
I
show.
got it. Boom.
There you have it, Nerd Nation. We'd like to thank you all so much for sharing your evening with us and look forward to seeing you all back here next Sunday on the Sports Nerd Show. So on behalf of John, Ken, Big E, and the Sports Nerd himself, we wish you all a very blessed night. Deuces up and peace the fuck out.